Once again, wildfires are ravaging California, and the president is doing what no president should be doing, which is vowing no more federal aid to California at this key time. Trump and right wingers have been using the California wildfires to spread what is a combination of anti-science nonsense, but also sort of like the most toxic version of partisan politics that you can imagine, which is when people's lives are at stake. I actually saw a clip last week of Fox News host Tucker Carlson and cultural critic Dave Rubin saying you can blame the wildfires on left-wing wokeness and political correctness. Trump has previously said all sorts of nonsense about the wildfires as well, including how this is all the fault of forest management, which he has no idea what that even means. The latest fires are really bad. The last I looked, over 200,000 acres of land destroyed, people fleeing homes, 115, 125 maybe structures that have been damaged by the fires. At least 3 people killed so far. That number sadly may be climbing. So what does Donald Trump do? He tweets insults at the California governor, Gavin Newsom, and says no more aid for California. Quote, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses, the environmentalists, demand of him. Must also do burns and cut fire stoppers every year as the fires rage, fire apostrophe S, by the way, as the fires rage, the rage belonging to the fires, and California burns. It is the same thing. And then he comes to the federal government for money help. No more. Get your act together, governor. You don't see close to the level of burn in other states. Yeah, because their circumstances are totally different topographically. But our teams are working well together in putting these massive, many fires out. Great firefighters. Also, open up the ridiculously closed water lanes coming down from the north. Don't pour it out into the Pacific Ocean. Should be done immediately. California desperately needs water, and you can have it now. Gavin Newsom immediately shooting back on Twitter that Trump shouldn't even really be talking about this because he doesn't even accept climate science, saying, quote, you don't believe in climate change. You are excused from this conversation. So there's a lot here that's sick. Now, of course, if you're the president and you tell a state, one of the states that you are also the president for, you tell a state that's suffering from horrible wildfires that you're cutting off aid, it's disgusting. People are dying literally because of the fires. Second, Trump talking about water lanes from the north. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. I mean, truly no idea. He's referring to these rules that don't allow farmers to drain all the water from rivers. And you have to let some of the water flow into the oceans naturally as the planet is supposed to work. And Donald Trump is apparently furious with that. He thinks it's some kind of leftist mismanagement to allow rivers to function normally. Donald Trump is then using people's homes and property and lives, their lives here being lost, to be flippant about climate change and to throw political retribution at a state that he doesn't like. It has a Democratic governor. He's constantly embattled with Nancy Pelosi, Congresswoman from California. But California is filled with both Democrats and Republicans. Not that should even matter, not that it should even make a difference because they're all Americans. I hope that historians are properly documenting everything that is taking place here so that the sick and vile nature of this administration isn't lost to history, because that would be a tragedy. The administration is tragic. Its actions are tragic, but forgetting the horrors of this administration would also be tragic. And if this guy wins re-election, this exact kind of pettiness, although to call it pettiness is too soft, right? It's more than pettiness, it's worse than that. This is what we would expect to be in overdrive if Donald Trump is reelected and knows that he doesn't have another election to win or to deal with at the tail end. Is this how cheap life has become under Donald Trump? Homeless children, kids in cages, who cares? There are political points to score. Fires are killing people. Well, the governor is a Democrat, and something rivers and the ocean, no more aid for you. It's horrifying. And imagine what lessons our kids are being taught implicitly by this president. When you have a president that behaves this way and children see it, what lessons are we teaching kids based on the behavior of this madman? Truly sad. And hopefully, without Trump's help, they can get the wildfire situation under control in California.